Shavua Tov, B'Shem Hashem Naseh V'Natzliach. Today's learning may be a merit for Klal Yisrael as a whole, Ubifrat, and especially for the soldiers that are fighting the war in Israel. Rabotai, in Sefer Shemot, the Rav Chaim Igal says, he asks a question, which we're going to see in the verse, that when Hashem commanded Moshe Rabbeinu to not come close to him, and then he asks him to take off your shoes, the Rav Chaim Igal is going to be bothered by, why did he at first have to say, do not come close to me, meaning to the burning bush? I'm going to read for you the Pesukim. And then he says, take off your shoes. It's a very, very important, fundamental foundation in life that every single Jew has to know. A lot of us feel that we learn Torah, we daven, we give tzedakah, and then we go on living our daily lives doing whatever we want. A person sometimes in a certain place, he's religious, but when he goes somewhere else, he thinks Hashem is not there. Or he thinks he comes to shul, he davens and he learns Torah, and then he goes to the workforce and he can look at any woman he wants, he can curse whichever way he wants, he can envy this guy, he can get angry with that guy, he can bear a grudge, he can take revenge. Rabotai, we want to see today, what do we think is important in the eyes of Hashem? Is it learning Shas? Is it even putting on tefillin? Is it eating matzot, Rabotai? What does Hashem want from us? Hashem wants us to do mitzvot? Or is Hashem more particular that we don't do aveirot? And this is where a lot of us, Rabotai, we don't, for some reason, don't see that picture. For example, somebody tells me, Rabotai, I don't have the time, I don't want to say that, Rabotai, but if this comes to me, that means that it's happening, and people need to know that this is wrong. Again, I don't know why people do it. Hashem should give them a chokhmah, wisdom, that they should realize what they're doing is wrong or not. I was walking from shul, somebody tells me, Rabbi, look at that shul, look, people are getting into the car, I guess, I don't know what it was. Are you sure? I don't know what might have been there. But Rabotai, I want to ask you a question. What do you think? You think you came on Shabbat to the car for Shabbat Chatan or a Bar Mitzvah? I don't know, or whatever it was, Rabotai. Do you think you coming to Mesameh Chatan V'Kala or whatever it might be? You think you're doing a mitzvah? You think you're honoring that person, but you're doing a virus? You think you're washing your hands saying Hamot Tzachim Yard, but you're doing a virus by coming on the car? Now, Rabotai, we need to understand one thing over here. Somebody one time told me, he said, Rabbi, Friday night, they do Yeshua, Shabbat, whatever, 7 days, 30 days, 1 year, whatever it is. So you see people coming on the car. So cancel the whole Yeshua. Why would you want the Neshama to suffer? He's like, no, Rabbi. People are going to come, they're going to say Barachot, they're going to listen to Torah. There's going to be Le'ilul Neshmat. So what am I trying to tell out? What am I trying to bring out? So instead, you believe in Le'ilul Neshmat, that you believe for some reason. But Rabotai, there's such a thing that's also called Yiridat Neshama. When the Neshama goes down, what do you think? It's only one way, everything. If you do mitzvot, you get rewarded. But if I do avirot, I don't get punished? No, Rabotai, it doesn't work like that. This is what I want to show you today. People don't realize what's more important in the eyes of Hashem. You think your deceased family member needs your Yeshua? They can't eat, Rabotai. They can't drink. You're only making it worse if you only know how they're cursing the people that do the Yeshua like this. Or Shabbat Chatan or Bar Mitzvah, doesn't matter. Don't think you're doing mitzvot. Somebody told me the other day, Rabbi John, look what's going on. Again, Rabotai, I don't want to speak about this. How much can I really speak about the same thing over and over? People show me, look at this, Rabbi John, look, mixed dancing. So what's this? Rabotai, I'm not talking about the chilonim, Rabotai. I'm speaking about people with kippah, Rabotai. I'm speaking about people that you know that they keep Shabbat and Kashrut. Or maybe they don't know, okay, maybe they don't know. But somebody has to speak about it, Rabotai. We don't realize what we're doing, so what does he say? So why did you go? How can I say no, Mesameh Chatan V'Kala. What Mesameh Chatan V'Kala do you have when you're doing Averis, Rabotai? What Mesameh Chatan V'Kala? You're not doing it for me, Rabotai. You're doing it for yourself. What Mesameh Chatan V'Kala? Look at what's going on in Israel. It is so sad. Mothers are losing children in the war. Wives are losing husbands. Children are becoming orphans. And you're telling me over here, Misameh Chatam V'Kala. You want to do something, do it right. You don't want to do it, don't do it at all, Rabotai. Don't be 50-50, Rabotai. We want to go 100% with Hashem. You can't do it. Don't show people the wrong example. One rabbi one time told me something fascinating. A person wanted to do a party. He wanted to do a party in a very nice restaurant, whatever restaurant in Queens. He was going to spend big money. Maybe 100,000, that's big for you guys, whatever it is. It's a lot of money for a party. So then he came to a certain rabbi and he tells the rabbi, listen, rabbi, there's going to be mixed eating, there's going to be mixed dancing. So the rabbi says, I don't understand. Since when do these things become mutar? Oh, shalom bay, whatever, all this excuse. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't even get into this shalom bay business. Anyway. Okay, so he says, one second, he says, I don't understand. You understand that the people have to eat kosher, but you don't understand that this is an Isur D'Oraita? That every man and woman that sit in the party, that they dance, and they touch, and they look at other women in a provocative way, that's okay by you. But Rabbi, at least I'm doing it in a kosher restaurant. Rabotai, I would love to say the rabbi's name, I just don't know if he's going to give me permission. Humongous Rabbi Rabotai. You know what the rabbi said? He said, do me a favor. Take those people, put them in a not kosher restaurant, feed them not kosher food. It's better than you do this. He said, Chas v'sholom, why you say like that? He said, I'll tell you why. Because when you put on a kippah on your head, and when you have people with black hats and suit black and white, and now they're coming to show you respect because of the donations you give them, what are we showing to the people? That it's okay. People are not going to stop because of you now. On the contrary, you're making other people want to do the same thing. Oh, okay, look, it's okay. Oh, look, it's okay. Oh, look, it's okay, Rabotai. You don't understand that the damage you're going to cause. At least when you're feeling them not kosher, everybody knows that this is wrong. Religious people at least will not learn out. Other people know that this is 100% wrong. But when you're being shady, Rabotai, like you say, my machroni for the HR with the kosher food, but we're going to make this into a discotheque nightclub. Rabotai, this is a very, very big problem. This is a humongous problem. I want to show you today, not my words, Rabotai, I want to show you today what the Rav Chaim Igal says. We think we go, we learn Torah, we daven, we give tzedakah, and then we go, we do affairs, Rabotai. I want to show you today what's the more important in the eyes of Hashem. I'm going to read it for you inside. Is it a mitzvot aseh? Misameh Chatan V'Kala, to put on tefillin to learn Torah? Or, Rabotai, is it to stay away from forbidden places, to do forbidden things, which I'll show you right now inside. We need to set our priorities straight. We don't have it. Oh, my rabbi said. You know, ask your rabbi who said that this is allowed. He asked his rabbi said, so what do you want to go to Halacha Moshe Sinai? Rabotai, enough is enough, Rabotai. Don't say stories, Rabotai. Start taking your life serious. Listen what it says in Parashat Shemot. You guys going to understand, Rabotai, it's so sad what's going on in the world. People are dying. Actually in trouble. Who knows what's going to be in America soon? The anti-Semitism. And we're living life as if nothing is happening. It's there, not here. Leave it alone, Rabbi. Rabotai, what's going to be? What's going to be with the Jewish people, Rabotai? Just the other day, somebody showed me a text message, a picture of Rabbi Matityahu Solomon, the mashgiach of Lakewood Yeshiva. Rabotai, he died. Baruch Dayan Emet. Do you know how sad that is? Today, somebody showed me again, Rabotai, a very elderly couple, religious couple died, Rabotai. Very big tzaddik. His house burned down, they died. Rabotai, you have no idea what we're coming to face very soon. If we do not shape up, don't worry about it, Rabotai. Hashem will shape you up, Rabotai. It's very, very sad. In Masech Shabbat says something like this. That when the generations, when they sin and Hashem sees that their sins are piling up, one on top of another, and it's too much, Hashem begins with the tzaddikim. But we know what happens, Rabotai, when Hashem begins with the tzaddikim. Pay attention. Every time a big rabbi dies, the situation for the Jewish people only becomes worse. Because as long as they're around, we have protection. But once they die, we don't have that same protection. Now, the Gemara continues to say, Once the tzaddikim are finished, that no longer tzaddikim are dying, Rabotai, who's going to replace them so they can be a atonement for the generation? Little innocent children, because we, Rabotai, we as lowlifes, we didn't have the heart to do the right thing. Because of us, other people have to suffer. That's how selfish we are, Rabotai. That's how jealous, that's how selfish we are. We're so concerned about ourselves, we forget that there's other people in the world. That is called iPhone, iPad, Rabotai. What happened to the we, Rabotai? What happened to the Am Yisrael Chai? Am Yisrael Chai, Rabotai. It's about the Am. It's not about you, it's about the nation. You want to do something, go learn Torah. Do mitzvot, stay away from avirot. Help the nation, Rabotai. Don't make it worse than it is. Let me show you what it says over here. ויאמר משה אסור נא ואראה את המראה הגדול. הזה מדוע לא יבאר הסנה. Moshe Rabbeinu says that it's forbidden for me to come close to Hashem from here. He doesn't know it's Hashem, but it says he sees the burning bushes burning, and he doesn't understand how is it burning, but it's not being consumed. And he says it's unbelievable, this vision of seeing something burn and it's not being consumed. Vayar Hashem kisal lerot. Hashem saw that Moshe Rabbeinu turned around to see the burning bush. Vaykra elav Elohim mitoch hasaneh. Hashem called him from the burning bush. Vayomer Moshe Moshe. Said Moshe Moshe. Moshe Rabbeinu said Vayomer hineni. Here I am. Vayomer Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Rabotai, listen to these next words. Al tikrav halom. Do not come close here. Shal na'alecha, take off your shoes. Me'al reglecha, from your feet. Ki hamakom asher ata omed alav admat kodeshu. Because the land that you are standing on is a holy land. Rabotai, I'm just going to give you a small introduction. Whenever you have the word al, we'll see. Whenever you have the word do not come close, whenever there's a no, like lo tignov, lo tachmod, lo taturu achrei levachem, do not go after your eyes, do not steal, do not covet, lo tikom, lo titor, do not take revenge, do not bear a grudge. Whenever you have a law, it's called a negative commandment, as I'm going to read for you now. But whenever there's no law before the commandment, it's a positive commandment. So the Rav Chaim is going to be bothered over here. Why did Hashem say to Moshe, do not come close to me? And only then did he say, take off your shoes. Let me read for you the language. Hine shnei devarim yitzav oto Hashem. Two things Hashem commanded Moshe Rabbeinu. Echad shelo yikarav. One of them was that he should not come close to him. Vechad shishlov na'al raglo. And one of them was that he should take off the shoes from his feet. Shelo yamod bo afil b'makom shehu omed bo. He shouldn't even stand in the place where he's standing with the shoes on. He must take it off. Why? Komro, like the pasuk says, hamakom asher ata omer alav klar admat kodeshu. Because the place that you're already standing is a holy land. V'tzarich ladat, Rabotai, the Rav Chaim HaKadosh says, and we need to know, lama lo hikdim lomar lo hasarat michshol shekvar hu natum bo? Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu go first saying, take off your shoes? Because as long as Moshe Rabbeinu does not take off his shoes, Hashem is putting, in a way, a stumbling block before Moshe Rabbeinu, because that's what he's doing. He's standing with shoes in a holy place. So every second that he's standing with the shoes in a holy place, it's an aver, because you shouldn't be standing in a holy place with the shoes on. Shehu omer b'mina alo al admat kodesh, because he's standing with the shoes on the holy land. And then Hashem should command him, do not come close to me. Meaning like this, Rabotai. Why did Hashem have to tell Moshe Rabbeinu, do not come close to me? And only afterwards did Hashem say, take off your shoes. The Rav Chaim HaKadosh says, I don't understand. Remove the problem by saying, take off your shoes. After he takes off your shoes, you can say, do not come close to me. Why did Hashem speak like that? Now you need to understand. If you have a person smoking on Shabbat, I'm just going to give you a small example. If you have a person smoking on Shabbat, correct? What are you going to tell him? Do not come close to me. And then you're going to tell him, stop smoking? Or you're going to tell him first, stop smoking, and then don't come close to me. Why? Because every second that he's smoking, he's making a vera. So if I would have, in a normal scenario, I would have said, Stop smoking and then don't come close to me. So why did Hashem say take off your shoes? Because you're doing an aver by standing on the Holy Land. And only then Hashem should have said, do not come close to me. Rabotai, take this concept, take this principle to the day of death. We're going to see today what's more important for Hashem. And do not look, Rabotai, do not look what other people do. Not everybody has opportunity to be able to sit and learn. Listen to what he says. Da, you should know. Ki b'chol haTorah kula. In the all of Torah, in the whole Torah. Gila Hashem da'ato u'rutzuno. Hashem revealed His mind and what He wants from us. In this pasuk. Ki ikar hakapadato u'misoro. The main thing that Kadosh Baruch is particular on, and what He's more concerned on, that people should not do, Hu al mitzvot lo ta'aseh. That's on negative commandments. On the commandments which have a no before them. Don't bear a grudge. Don't covet your friend's wife. Don't take revenge. Lo ta'turu, right? Don't look at other women which are forbidden to you, etc. But there's a lot of them. Why? Why is Hashem so particular about the lo ta'aseh? Listen, Rabbi Yisai. Because when a person does an avera, that's going to injure the soul. And this is what it says in Kohelet, in Yud Bet, in Perek Yud Bet Pasuk Zayin. What does it mean that the Ruach is going to go back the way Hashem gave it to you? Tenalo, give your neshama back to Hashem. The way Hashem gave you the neshama, give it back to Him like that, Rabotai. Aval mitzvot aser, Rabotai, but a positive commandment to put on tefillin, to shake lulav, etc. A positive commandment that we have to do. Hem hasagat atov ki shihiyu. Rabotai, that's only to achieve the greater good when they are fulfilled. Mitzvot aser, Rabotai, Hashem is not very particular. Again, you have to do them, understand me correctly. But He's not particular about that. Why? Because that's for you. That's for your reward. By you not doing it, you don't lose anything out. You just don't get the reward. He says, Ube'edram ein onish. By you not doing the mitzvot aseh, you do not get punished. If a person doesn't shake lulav, he did something, no, he mevatal the mitzvot aseh, he nullified the mitzvah, but is he going to be punished? No, he just didn't do the mitzvah. Zulat apiratim yuduim kikon pesach umila. Except certain things, like for example, on Pesach and Brit Milah, that on Pesach you cannot eat chametz, for that you could be punished, and Brit Milah, that if a person doesn't have a Brit Milah every second, the father is doing an aver if he doesn't give the son Brit Milah, or once the son has an opportunity to do it himself, then he's responsible, etc. For a certain mitzvot aser, there is a punishment. But for everything else, for mitzvot aser, there are no punishments if you don't do it. So Rabotai, listen to this very carefully. V'hine kan tzivalo Hashem mitzvat lo ta'aseh or mitzvah ta'aseh. Hashem commanded Moshe Rabbeinu a negative commandment and a positive commandment. So what is the lo ta'aseh? Here we go. Lo ta'asehi. Which is the lo ta'aseh? What's considered to be a negative commandment? Al tikrav halom. We asked the question, why did Hashem begin with, do not come close to me? Because Hashem wanted to show you that the lo ta'aseh is more important to Him than the mitzvah aseh. That's what He says. When it says al tikra halom, al means lo. This is a negative commandment. Ve'amru Chazal, in Masechet Eruvin Daf Tzadik Vav Amur Aleph, kol makom shenemar pen ve'al eino elo lo ta'aseh. Whenever you have the word pen, less, ve'al, and do not, are only negative commandments. Umitzvot asehi, and what about mitzvah aseh? What's the mitzvah aseh over here? When Hashem was speaking to Moshe Rabbeinu, Sha'al na'alecha, take off your shoes. He said, take off your shoes. That's a positive commandment. V'im Moshe yikrav halom hare avar al lo ta'aseh. Because had the Moshe come close to Hashem, he would have transgressed a negative commandment. V'im lo yasir na'alo, but if he wouldn't remove his shoes, hagam she'enu derech kavod makom, even though it's not honor for Hashem or for the place, for the Holy Land, to be standing like that. Lo avar eila a'aseh. He only transgressed a a'aseh. Mimma she'amar lo Hashem b'loshen aseh. From what Hashem told him in a positive commandment. V'tamid yagdim Hashem hashmira la'asiyah rabotai. Hashem always goes with the guarding to the doing. Dichtiv, like it says in Devarim, in Perek Dal Pasuk Vav, ushmartem v'asitem. You should guard them and then to do them. Lishmor v'lasot, to guard and then to do. Mishmartia mitzvotai, to guard my mitzvot. Lazeh gam ken higdim hachamur al tikrav. So over here Hashem went with more, the stringent one, with the more that Hashem sees that we should be more careful with which one? Al tikrav. Do not come close to me, which is what? Lo ta'aseh. Ve'achar kach aseh she'al na'alecha. And only after that he went with the mitzvah of taking off your shoes. Shinho kavod b'makom hamukdash. That he should give honor to the holy place. Rabotai, I want to just show you over here. One second. Okay. He brings another over here. Fine. Another question brings down over here, which I don't want to get into because I want to stay on the topic. Rabotai, the Rav Chaim Igal is telling us over here that Hashem is more concerned for people to stay away from avirot than more concerned to going ahead and doing the mitzvot, meaning the mitzvot aseh. And that's what the Rav Chaim Igal says. The reason why he said al tikrav, which is a lo ta'aseh, and after the words he says sha'al na'alecha, which is a aseh, because Hashem wanted to teach us for all generations of Rabotai to come. Make no mistake, when you do mitzvot, when you learn Torah, when you do chesed, when you serve avodat Hashem, that's very nice. But that's for who, Rabotai? That's for you, because you're getting reward. By you not doing that, you're not going to get punished. But when you do an avera, Rabotai, you injure your soul. You kill your soul, Rabotai. That is a very, very big problem. Hashem says, don't injure your soul. The way I gave you the neshama, just give me the neshama back like that. Don't start piling mitzvot, because that's what we do, Rabotai. It's called mitzvah haba'a ba'avera. A person does a mitzvah through an avera. And that's what we think when we do. We think we're tzaddikim, Rabotai. It is very wrong. It's very, very wrong, Rabotai, for us to go ahead and living life thinking Adam Shachari min Charavit. I learned Torah, good. So when I go to the work first, I could look at the woman, I could check her out, I could curse, I could get angry, I could take revenge, I could bear a grudge, I could charge interest. Rabotai, all these things are negative commandments. Hashem is basically saying, don't do the positive commandments, but don't do the negative commandments either. Just give me the neshama the way I gave it back to you, Rabotai. And this, Rabotai, we have to realize. Now, don't make no mistake, Rabotai. Make no mistake. I'm not telling you how to do mitzvot aseh, because when you don't do it, you don't get the reward that's coming to you. But what I'm saying is, like it says, Rabotai, sur mera. Remove yourself from doing bad, Rabotai. Ve'aseh tov, and only then start doing good. But ve'aseh tov and still doing the ra, it's not going to work, Rabotai. We need to wake up. We need to change. How long are you going to continue like this? You know, I just want to conclude with this. I heard Rabbi Meir Yedid, I believe it was Rabbi Meir Yedid, I was listening to him. He said something very fascinating, how people work. He was bringing down the Chavot HaLevavot that how we have with us the Yitzhara, and how he makes decisions for us, etc. I just want to show you guys one example that he gave, which is very fascinating. He says, how many of us today, let's say a guy reaches 30, 40, 50, whatever it is, I don't know, whatever age, and now he comes and he realizes what Torah is, how important Torah is, right? And he looks at himself and he says, wow, had I learned in school, in junior high school and high school, had I taken my days serious, today I would have been a Talmud Chacham. Today would have been easy for me to open up the Mishnah, the Gemara, the Shulchan Aruch, wow, I wasted 30 years of my life, or 40 years, whatever the years might be. So, okay, so he feels bad. But do you know the sick part is? We continue in that cycle. You don't come to learn, we don't take our learning serious. Again, Rabotai, going to a shul and sitting like this and listening to the rabbi with chips and sushi and pizza, that's learning, Rabotai, but that's not the learning that I want from you. It says in the pasuk, if you're going to go in my law, in my ways, Rashi says, what means and I'm going to give you all the blessings? Tihiyu amelim b'Torah, you have to toil, feel pressure, Rabotai, when you learn Torah. You have to feel the burden. Wow, what is Rashi want? What is Tosfos? What's the Shulchan Aruch? What's going on? What's doing over here? Rabotai, only then are you going to see brachot in your life. Listen to lectures with all respect. Rabotai is beautiful when you're driving. It's better than listening to music. But Rabotai, you have to ask you, but when you're sitting, open up a Gemara, open up Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Berurah, something, Rabotai, I don't know, something, open up, take a pen, paper, highlight, do something, progress in your life. And listen to this very carefully. We're not doing it now either. You know what's going to happen? When you're going to hit 60, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, at 40 I could have done it, I didn't do it. And when you're going to hit 80, you can look back at 60, you could have done it, you didn't do it. And when you're going to be on the deathbed, you're going to say, Hashem, I could have become somebody, and I didn't become anybody. That, Rabotai, is a scary thought. Where you could have been productive, and you weren't. Rabotai, take the reins. Take the reins into your hand. Take your life into your hand and be the one that's directing it. Do not allow other people, Rabotai, that are unlearned to lead you in the wrong paths. Even if they look religious, Rabotai, it doesn't mean anything. You have to ask him, when was the last time you opened the Shulchan Aruch? When was the last time you opened up the Gemara? Rabotai, one time I had a conversation with rich people, Rabotai. It was a whole thing with the party. So they started speaking to me about mixed eating. People don't realize the severity of mixed eating. Okay, Rabotai, I know the halachot. You want to show it to you inside. And not a big deal. I know what it says. You can sit with a woman on the bus. You can sit with family members when everybody's religious. Rabotai, I know what the halachah says. But you and I have to be honest. With the mixed eating business, how many of us come modest? And then you have another woman sitting next to you. Even if the woman's sitting 2 chairs away from you, what about the woman across you? What, you tell me you're not looking at her? What about her perfume? Do you know the halachot, how a woman has to dress? Every woman, the one is better than the next. Every single person comes the next top model. So please, Rabotai. So I was trying to explain to a person who was not, who was not known to the halachot. I was trying to show him that this is wrong. So you had a person, rich people, they think they have money, they think they could push. The only thing they could push is money. They can't push anything else. They can't push rabbis. The only thing they could push is money. They're good businessmen, all due respect. They support Torah, all due respect. But Rabotai, leave it up to the professionals when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to Torah. Don't try to make decisions, whatever it was. So the guy walks in, he sits down. So the guy tells him, did you hear what the rabbi says? He wants to make it separate. First I made the dancing separate. Now he wants to make the sitting separate. And then he doesn't allow me to bring the strippers. And he doesn't allow me to do this. So the guy says, Kvod Rav, but don't you think? I told him, stop it. He said, stop. He said, did I ask you? Did I ask you for your opinion? He says, no, but you need to understand the people who's going to come. I said, let me ask you a question. You're good in what you do, correct? When was the last time you opened up a Shulchan Aruch to learn? He's quiet. When's the last time you opened up a Gemara? He's quiet. When's the last time you opened up a Mishnah? He's quiet. When was the last time you learned 5 minutes straight in a day? I don't know. So why are you opening up your mouth? You don't know. You want to put this guy into Gehenna with your stupidity? Rabotai, this is the people we're dealing with. We need to know, Rabotai, just because a person thinks he knows doesn't mean he knows. And it was very fascinating the way Rav Meir did put it. Who are you going to trust? A surgeon to do a heart surgery? Or are you going to trust a person who knows how to peel cucumbers and tomatoes and he's sore at heart? And that's what we do, Rabotai. We leave our life decisions in people that know how to peel cucumbers and tomatoes and they sore our heart, and we give them to make our decision in religion. But the rabbis, the Shulchan Aruch, the Chacham Rabotai, we don't pay attention to them. We question them, but then we never question. Rabotai, redirect. Make a switch in your brain. that this is wrong, and the only way you have is one way, and that's the Torah. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen, Amen.